Hey everyone, it's Saturday morning. SmackDown was last night. Yes, I'm still in my robe because, y'all, grandma, like, I feel like a little bit of a grandma, and we need to go back down to a 2 hour SmackDown because, one, I think that episode was a little rough last night, in my humble opinion, and two, I just am too old to stay up that late. It's just a lot. Anyways, you hear that every week from me. But let's talk about some of the highlights from SmackDown, some of the major things that happened, and where I think this is all going next. Because I want to hear from you all where you think it's going next. Because I'm a little confused right now. Let's just put it that way. All right, so SmackDown was live from New Orleans, Louisiana. I love New Orleans. I'm so excited that they did the official announcement that next year's WrestleMania will be in New Orleans. I mean, maybe it's time to start my special account for it right now because I will say, as a wrestling fan, like once in your life, you have to go to a WrestleMania just because of the energy and it's just this energy that I can't explain. It's just phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. So yes, we're going to try. I'm going to try to go. I have to check the dates though, because the issue with this year and why I didn't even try to look into it was it's the same weekend as Easter this year, and with what I do for a living, I kind of need to be. I can't take Easter week off. It's just how my job works. There are certain times of the year you can't take off, and that's one of them. With that said, super excited for it to be in New Orleans. Super excited for it coming up in Vegas. And yeah. All right. Honestly, my highlight of last night was not The Rock. We're going to talk about that promo. It was R-Truth. You all know I love me some R-Truth. I mean, from the backstage stuff. I mean, I still love The Miz. Like, just figuring out who his next guy he's going to buddy up to is because he, like, can't do it on his own. I love that, like, slithering type of heel of him. And just the whole match, the comedy moments. R-Truth is just, he reads a room and he reads what to do so well. It's just innately part of him. I popped on the, LA night being from Louisiana. I mean, did not see that coming. Thought it was hysterical. The only thing I'll say about the match I did not like was I'm really like that we're going to get Shinsuke Nakamura against LA Knight again. I'm just kind of like, that's what it's building to. You kind of see how the match ended, all the things, but I'm just like, I don't know if I want to see that again. Sorry, not sorry. I just don't know. Also, of course, I'm loving Tiffany more and more. I feel like she's really growing on me. She was not, when she first came out on the main roster, and, everyone was saying how amazing she was. I was kind of like, but she's growing on me more and more. With that, I saw somewhere online about, like, they're not booking Candice LeRae right. Tell me how to book her better. Because quite honestly, I'm getting to a place of frustration where I'm like, there are women on that roster who deserve a push over her, in my opinion. Okay, this is all just my opinion. You can totally disagree with me, but after watching that match, I'm like, why are we here? Why is this still a thing? Anyways, but that's my opinion of her. Also, I'm like just not as excited I am about Tiffany and liking Tiffany more. I'm not excited at all for her and Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. So they got some work to do to make me invested in that storyline. And I can see it being like very much like the passing of the torch or like the next generation proving themselves. I don't know. There's a lot of ways they could go. They just need to make me want it more, quite honestly. With that, some of the backstage stuff is Solo. Okay, I'm kind of like, it's interesting because people kept saying how like the Bloodline storyline was even more popular than Cody. Like, Cody was being overshadowed by it. And now I feel like it's an afterthought to me, quite honestly. I will say I loved Jimmy's entrance last night. I loved how they did it. I loved how he, like, I just really, like, they made him look big and important, and I kind of like that for Jimmy. I feel like he's gotten lost with his brother, just getting over so much. So happy for him, happy for that. I don't remember the main event, and that is nothing against any of the players in it. I quite honestly need to go back and rewatch it because I was really tired at that point. And we had come off of the Rock and Cody segment, which let's talk about. I actually went back this morning and rewatched it because, like a lot of people, I was extremely confused last night. Super excited about the New Orleans announcement. Quite honestly, they could have just used him to do that and had him go bye-bye, in my opinion. I don't get it. Rewatching it and listening again to it, I see where people are going with it, saying that it's a turning Cody heel. There's something about Homelander. I don't understand that reference. So if someone in the comments can help me understand the reference to Homelander and Cody, I would be so appreciative because I don't get it. I've never seen that show. But a lot of people are talking about that it's the hinting of Cody turning heel, doing like a corporate Cody thing with The Rock, and then Roman coming in as the savior. I think it makes more sense if they're building this for WrestleMania, that'd be John Cena. The Rock did say one thing in his, like, the press conference after I thought was interesting, which was, I'm looking at my notes, sorry. That he, like, the storyline, like, that in pro wrestling, the storyline leads to a match, right? That's a culmination or, like, moving a story forward. I'm adding that. He didn't say that, but we know that. But with him and Cody, it never actually has to come to, like, blows. I'm paraphrasing him. I think that means something very important, which I don't think we're getting The Rock in a match at WrestleMania. By that line, by what he said at that press conference, this is what I'm thinking. And I think it's because, quite honestly, if you would have saw, when you saw him last year at WrestleMania, if you go back and watch it, or like the things leading up to it, he got gassed in that ring very quickly. This is nothing against him. Like, no, not everyone can be R-Truth. Not everyone can still go at like 50 plus years old. That doesn't mean he doesn't have value to the company or to pushing stories, right? Like, quite honestly, Stone Cold Steve Austin come back and he would never have to wrestle in that ring. He could just use his mouth to move storylines forward, But, so I'm wondering, that's why even more so I am leaning into the camp that they're going to turn Cody heel. I don't think they need to. I mean, like, yes, I think there is an issue that we don't have enough heels at the top level of the company. Like, there is no Rock to Cody's Austin, right? With that, if they're trying to turn Cody heel, I would very much hope that they don't do the mess that was Stone Cold Steve Austin turning heel. But to be fair, and this is where I get concerned, I don't know any way you could have turned him heel that would have made sense. And maybe this will make sense. Maybe all the Homelander references will make sense if you explain it to me, how this could work. I do think it could make Cena versus Cody more interesting at WrestleMania. But I don't know if it's what's best for Cody long term right now. So give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions. Let's talk about this. I'm going to go get my coffee and get ready for the day. But where do you think this is leading us? I guess next to Elimination Chamber. So let's go along for the ride.